Holiday PSA from DSW. This is your reminder that shoes are a gift, literally. So unwrap something good, like boots that inspire your next big adventure, or cozy slippers that give you an excuse to stay in, or sneakers that feel like pure joy. Because shoes aren't just shoes, they're exactly what you wanted. Let us surprise you so you can surprise them. Find shoes that get you and everyone on your list at prices that get your budget at DSW stores or DSW.com.
I'm Jenna Fisher.
And I'm Angela Kinsey.
And together we have the podcast Office Ladies.
Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere.
Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Yuletide Omens, written by James Scott, read by Drew Grimm. Nibbler sat on his favorite windowsill, watching the street outside his home, his tail neatly tucked beside his loaf-shaped body as he curled into a snug ball. Several feet of snow covered the walkway leading to the front of his house. His poor servants had been caught in the blizzard the day before. White snow blanketed the landscape, and Nibbler patiently waited for their safe return. It was Nibbler's least favorite time of year. He almost shivered at the thought of icy snow brushing against his paws. His Majesty considered snow to be rather silly and rarely ventured outside during winter. His karmic power always faded the further he got from All Hallows' Eve, and he would spend the winter months in his usual slumber until the birds returned in spring. Nibbler heard the neighbor's dog Rusty barking and instantly perked up his ears. Although they loved to antagonize each other, Rusty remained loyal to his human and helped protect the neighborhood alongside Nibbler and his royal guard. Rusty was shouting a warning, and it was a serious one. The headlights of the snowmobile glimmered in the distance, and Nibbler realized what Rusty had been warning about. As the snowmobile pulled into the driveway, Nibbler sat upright, tilting his head slightly at the unexpected arrival. These weren't his servants. They weren't due back until the next day. Two men jumped off the snowmobile, and Nibbler knew them right away. The black cat let out a low growl. Carl and Lenny definitely weren't here for a friendly visit. Trying to look casual, Lenny kept watch in the front driveway, while Carl headed toward the back porch. They'd been scoping out this block all day, and Carl knew most families who lived here had already left to outrun the storm and wouldn't be coming back anytime soon. They rode the stolen snowmobile straight to the nicest house on the street. Carl trudged on snowshoes to the back porch and smashed the glass of the back door window, sliding his hand inside to unlock it. As the motion detector lights blinked on, he gave a crooked grin. Fumbling to kick off his snowshoes, he made his way to the front door to let in his accomplice. He paused for a moment, taking in the beauty of the living room. Beneath a beautifully decorated 6-foot tree lay more gifts than he could count. Carl and Lenny were meth tweakers, willing to steal anything they could get their hands on. They tore through every empty house they could find. As Lenny stepped inside, he made sure to shoulder bump Carl.
About fucking time. Did you stop to take a dump on the kitchen table again?
Fuck you, Lenny. Keep running your face and the next place I shit will be your mouth. Lenny glanced around the living room, a grin spreading across his face.
I told you this place was loaded. This guy must have 20 kids or something.
The two junkies started ripping open the presents beneath the Christmas tree, while Nibbler observed in quiet stillness from his perch on the windowsill, concealed behind a satin red curtain. What the fuck? It's all cat toys, Carl exclaimed in disgust. He tossed the box back into the pile of presents and began to urinate on them, prompting Lenny to burst into an obnoxious fit of cackling laughter. Nibbler had seen enough and passed his judgment. He couldn't count on the gods to punish the intruders, as his karmic aura was weakened during the solstice. Still, he was Narmer, first of the pharaohs, and he wasn't about to let his home be overrun by a bunch of degenerate tweakers. They would face his wrath for their offenses. The house lights flickered, and Lenny heard a rustling sound. He turned just in time to see the Christmas tree tipping toward them. Carl tried to dodge, but slipped backward while fumbling to zip up his jeans, landing hard on his backside. The tree crashed onto him, and he kicked it away in frustration, before jumping up and scanning the room for someone to blame. Fuck me, that thing must weigh 200 pounds. Got my arm good, Lenny? It's bleeding bad.
You're always bleeding, you dumb junkie. Go wash up. I'm heading upstairs. They must have a TV or something.
The pair of thieves had recently gone on a crime spree, breaking into vulnerable homes and using the cash from selling stolen goods to get high. Both were lifelong addicts and criminals, caring about nothing but their next fix. Lately, however, they had begun to kidnap prostitutes and ransom them back to their pimps, after assaulting them, of course. Carl cleaned himself up in the kitchen sink as best he could, while Lenny wandered into the master bedroom upstairs. Flicking on a light switch, Lenny found himself surrounded by cat paintings of every kind. The wallpaper was an Egyptian mosaic of hieroglyphics depicting people serving cats.
What the fuck? These assholes are some kind of cat freaks or something.
Lenny's eyes roamed the room until they settled on a shelf filled with trinkets and pottery.
That stuff will sell somewhere,
he thought, pulling out a dirty pillowcase and moving toward them. It wasn't the only thing he pulled out either. Noticing a picture of a beautiful woman holding a black cat, Lenny began to pleasure himself. He froze, however, when he heard a cat growling behind him. Whirling around in surprise, Lenny yelped as a blur of black fur darted past him, scratching him in his most sensitive spot. Carl heard Lenny screaming for him and took his time to head upstairs. Before entering the bedroom, a beautiful black cat with green eyes ran into him in the hallway. Picking the cat up by his scruff, Carl walked into the room.
Hey, asshole, what the fuck are you screaming for? Don't you know to be quiet? That fucking cat you're holding sliced my balls. I'm fucking bleeding like a stuck pig over here.
Are you fucking kidding me? You stupid prick. What were you trying to do, screw it or something? He's a cute little guy, Carl said while holding Nibbler up to his eye level. You aren't gonna snitch us out, are you, kitty? he said playfully. I bet he thought your little pecker was a baby chicken. Carl cackled while grinning into the black cat's face. Laying hands on the pharaoh without invite was punishable by death. But His Majesty decided to settle for taking an eye instead. Nibbler unsheathed his claws once more and tore into Carl's right eye, ripping it out with ease. Blood spurted from the empty socket as Carl howled in agony, desperately trying to put his eyeball back in place.
Oh, fuck. Are you okay, Carl?
Lenny asked, while stuffing a dirty t-shirt into his front pants to stop his own bleeding.
Do I look okay, you dumb fuck? I'm fucking half blind now.
His right eye would never be used again.
Kill that fucking cat.
He spat in fury. Lenny looked around in confusion for a moment before spotting the black cat across the room. The cat's tail was puffed up, and its cackles raised as it arched its back, standing on its toes ready to pounce. It hissed loudly at Lenny. When Lenny ran after it, the cat bolted from the bedroom down the stairs. Lenny gave chase, limping awkwardly from his injury. When the lights went out, the storm had knocked out the power. Carl fumbled around in the dark, trying to hold his eyeball in place. Taking Lenny's lead, he ripped a piece of his shirt and tried to wrap his head. Lenny managed to navigate the steps in the dark and make his way downstairs when the power kicked back on again.
Here, kitty, I'm not gonna hurt you. Uncle Lenny just wants to give you some treats.
Lenny began to angrily kick presents around when Nibbler ran past him and bolted to the kitchen. Nibbler leapt onto the stove, skillfully twisting the gas knob with deliberate care. His ears perked at the sound that signaled his reinforcements had finally arrived. Lenny limped into the kitchen and tried to grab at the black cat sitting on the stove. Avoiding Lenny with ease, Nibbler ran for the back door and pushed it open with a burst of power, disappearing into the snowy landscape outside. The biting cold struck Nibbler suddenly, making him shiver as he walked on top of the hard snow, firm enough to hold his weight. Lenny, in a moment of foolishness, trailed after him to the back porch, focused solely on his urge to get revenge on the cat that had almost castrated him. If Carl or Lenny had scoped out the house during the summer, Lenny would have known there was a 5-foot drop from the porch to the backyard. Blindly limping after the black cat, Lenny fell into the snow with a soft thud, sinking up to his shoulders.
Damn it, Carl! Get your blind ass out here and help me out of this fucking snow!
The hair on the back of Lenny's neck stood on end as he began to hear a chorus of growls surrounding him. Frantically glancing around, trapped with only one arm free, Lenny spotted where the growling was coming from. 8 of the biggest damn alley cats he had ever seen were encircling him and slowly approaching. Each cat was a different color, but all were giant in shape and probably weighed 50 pounds each, he thought. The black cat was behind them, sitting on the back fence, watching as Lenny began to panic.
Hey guys, you shouldn't be out here in this cold. Carl! Hey, come on now. You're not gonna hurt me, right? Carl!
Lenny screamed and thrashed his free arm as the royal guard moved in. He managed to shove one cat away, but had little answer for the other 7 that pounced. They went for his ears first, then his nose, then his lips, and the skin on his face. They left his eyes untouched, making sure he witnessed every moment. Carl had managed to wrap his damaged eye and keep it in place for now. He made his way to the living room couch and sat down in frustration, staring at the fallen Christmas tree. He had heard Lenny screaming out back, and silently hoped the cat had blinded him too. I just need a fucking second. The pain in his eye socket was unbearable. Pulling out his meth pipe and lighter, Carl had one final thought before taking a hit. Smells like gas in here. The explosion rocked the entire neighborhood as Nibbler's home erupted into a ball of flame. The royal guard sat safely on the back fence, surrounding their pharaoh to keep him warm. Nibbler and his protectors purred in harmony as they watched Lenny roasting over the open fire, while somewhere in the distance, Rusty barked his approval.